rise and grind. I know that it's very early and I'm hopping on here live because this is the time that I have to record this video. So instead of recording it and then fussing and editing and messing with it too much, I decided to just go live even if it's pretty early. So hopefully if you're waking up early, even if you don't get to see this video while it's live, you get a chance to watch it. Hi, Miss Peaches and Cream. You may be the only person here, so I want to not rush this video, but we're going to be here basically up until 6:15 when my next chapter of Powerless hits Patreon. And hopefully it is a chapter of Powerless I have scheduled today because I have to be honest, I was reviewing my script and did not completely check. So this is what we're going to cover today while the chapter comes out, and then at 6:15 we're gonna take a quick pause to talk about today's chapter. My current work in progress, I wanted to give you guys some updates on that. My very next release, so the one that's not in a series, the new blog post that I published last night. Hi, Miss Shani B. Hi, M White 810. Thank you for joining me today, even if it's only for a little bit. I wanted to also answer 3 commonly asked questions so I can just have them answered in this video and direct everyone to this video and hopefully remember that it's this one because it's the first one. And then I wanted to talk about my 2023 writing plans if we had any time. And at some point while this is all happening, my next Patreon chapter will drop and we will take a quick pause and talk about that when it happens at 6:15. So what about my work in progress? Why am I up bright and early? Well, a little truth about me is I'm always up early. I wake up at the crack of dawn every day. I write 3 pages every single morning. I exercise, I do some cardio every morning, and I start work pretty early and I get to writing pretty early. So this is somewhere between my morning journaling session and going out to do cardio. And I look way better now than I normally do at this time of day. So let's talk about my current work in progress while we're here. Again, even if you're not watching the video live, it's nice for you to be here, but you don't have to be here live to just keep watching and get something out of the video. So my work in progress today, I'm going to be working on 3 stories and splitting it up throughout the day, doing kind of the biggest chunk in finishing Long Island Executioner. That book is going to be done today. I know exactly how it's going to end. We have our HEA for Althea and Lucky all planned out, which is great. If you are a member of the Patreon page, you can start getting excited because yes, that means you are going to get more chapters and possibly an ARC coming soon. Hi, Steph Sinclair 75. Thanks for joining this morning. So Long Island Executioner is going to be finished today. More chapters are going to be coming out on Patreon, and there may be days when I post multiple chapters because I will be editing certain things from different stories and posting them again. So I know I talk about the Patreon in every video. If you're watching this and you don't know what it is, keep watching. I'll get to a more in-depth explanation later on. So I'll also be working on Scorpio King today. Scorpio King is also almost done. And I know a lot of readers will be happy to hear that, especially if you're on the Patreon, because people have really been wanting this specific story to come out. So I had to take a little break working on it, and I feel like it's taken me a really long time because that book is longer than I thought it was going to be. So in the Zodiac romance series, they're supposed to be short novellas. The first one is around 21K, the second one is around 15K, and this one is going to be around 22 to 25K. So Scorpio King is going to be the longest. You may be wondering, does that mean it is the freakiest book in the series? Yes, that is exactly what it means. Scorpio King is the freakiest book in the series so far. I hope that I can outdo myself as time goes on, right? That's always the goal. But Scorpio King is intense. Adrian is it. If you are looking for a book about a Scorpio man, this is the book for you. I wanted to maybe talk a little bit about what inspired that specific series at a later date, but that might be in another morning video. So stay tuned for Scorpio King. It's coming out on November 9th, but the book will be done very soon. And I can almost guarantee that a lot of my patrons are going to get access to a lot of the chapters long before it comes out. So again, if that's something you're interested in, consider going to the Patreon page because there's honestly so much on there. I put a lot of work into it and I have a bond with my patrons, I'm convinced. Hi, Tata Bubble 72. I saw you join in here, so thanks for coming this morning and checking this out. Also today, I will be writing a chapter of Powerless. Now, to be honest, at some point in the near future, Powerless chapters are going to slow down and take a little break just for a short period of time. That is because I have some time off, an extended period of time off, which I have not had in a while. And so I will be posting other things from my WIPs. So Scorpio King, Long Island Executioner, there's still going to be something every day, except for the little few days off, which I think it's only 4 days of no chapters. And then the rest of the time, there's going to be things going on behind the scenes so that you feel satisfied. And you may actually get more like word count wise than the serial every day. So hopefully that makes up for the little break. But I'm going to still be writing Powerless right now. I mentioned in my last video that I was possibly going to cut Powerless off at season 3 and end the story there because this is how I want Clover and Thomas's story to go. Not necessarily because I want to do fewer seasons, but it just isn't realistic necessarily based on the storyline I have in mind for them. So I will have to look into that, obviously. Oh boy. Hibai Sane. I definitely pronounced that wrong, so you can correct me in the comments and see if I can do it again. But thank you for joining today. So that's what I'll be working on today. Last night, I got into proofreading the book that I have coming out on October 12th, which is The Dirty Contract. I've been through it before, and I've talked about it a little bit before. It's going to probably get its own little section in the morning lives because of the proofread and kind of what I went through with it. But holy moly, this book is hot. I'm like, why have I not talked about it on Instagram? Why have I not sent out emails? Why have I not posted screenshots? I can't figure it out because when I went to proofread it yesterday, I just found so much that was in there that I wanted to share. Also, sorry for that lip smacking noise, my God. So I posted a screenshot of The Dirty Contract last night if you're interested in looking at it and, getting into that kind of thing. And I'm definitely going to be posting more screenshots from that book. So that book you can pre-order smarturl.it/The Dirty Contract. And that'll take you right to the page on Amazon where you can get the ebook. So that book I have been proofreading, wanting to share more, and it's definitely going to get a little more work put into it before it actually comes out. So you can feel kind of confident pre-ordering it that the book is going to be really spicy. And it is sort of a re-release of 2 previous books, Jealous Ex-Boyfriend and Possessive Best Friend, that I basically ripped the book to shreds, ripped both of them to shreds, combined them into one novella, changed a bunch of things, changed the themes, some details about the characters, made a lot of scenes way less annoying. And then I went into the sex scenes, like honestly on some Property Brothers mess, because I was doing a full renovation of the sex scenes, y'all. So if you get The Dirty Contract and you think, oh, I've read this before, get to the sex scenes because I promise you a lot of things in their dynamic have changed and are different. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, perfect. The book is new to you and you can get that basically right now. And it comes out on October 12th. So another thing I wanted to mention, I'm just giving a glance to my notes here because I don't want to miss anything, is getting notified when books come out. If you are watching this right now and you want to do that, you can quickly open a new tab or get on a different device and go to bit.ly/textjamila, and you'll basically be able to sign up to get text messages. And I only send, I think it's right now around 4 a month, even if it says 10, but you get notified when the 99-cent deal drops, the new one, when the 99-cent deal is about to run out, when I have a new pre-order, when I have a new book, and then one reminder about the new book. So I know I just counted 5. So there you go. I send around this many. These are the things that I send text messages out for. It's way less intense than my email list if you're on my newsletter. And a lot of people enjoy that, getting the text, and seem to respond well to that. If you are outside of the US, unfortunately, this is not available. So if you are in the US, though, this is something you can take advantage of. So you can make sure to know exactly when the pre-orders drop, when the books drop, and when there's the 99-cent deals, especially if you are a discount hunter, which I definitely don't blame you for being in this economy. So because The Dirty Contract is coming out, we need to get to the blog post. So I posted the first chapter of The Dirty Contract on the blog last night. So you can go to JamilaJasperRomance.com/blog and that will be there. It is just the first chapter. I didn't even write like a long blurb beforehand like I do for some of my other books. So you can just get in there, read the chapter, and see if you like the story so far and if it's something interesting to you. It's a friends to lovers second chance romance, but it's a little dark. And I would say that the interracial part of the story is more like a kink than anything else. And it's hard to flip through. Almost every chapter is extremely steamy. So it's the kind of book where you are going to get a lot of action between the pages, and it's 34,000 words or so. So hopefully that's something that you are interested in. I'm going to stop and take a drink, and there's no one here, so I hope it's okay. This is the type of stuff I don't want to edit out. So while we're here, let's talk about when my next book is coming out, which is October 12th, which we already did. That is a commonly asked question I wanted to address. If you constantly have that question, the text message list is how you get consistent answers, or you can follow on social media, but it's not going to be as immediate, and I can't really control like what the algorithm shows you. So if you want to get things right away, the best way to do it is the text message or email lists, and that's how you can make sure to hear about my books. And the next frequently asked question I get is, where do I get my inspiration from? And I get my inspiration from all kinds of places. I go out, I talk to people, I observe people. I am probably an obsessive people watcher. I take notes on everything. I read a lot. I try to travel in a way that's specifically designed to inspire my writing, if that makes sense. And I try to watch a lot of media that's about the sorts of things I want to write about, and listen to media that's about the sorts of things I want to write about. So for example, I will listen to podcasts about the mafia, sometimes true crime if I feel like it's pertaining to something I'm writing, or I will read books about a certain subject and try to write about that subject in the book, or I will do it the other way around, where I want to write about a subject, so I read a book about it. But if I read a book about a subject at random and I see something inspiring, that's what I'm trying to say, I will do that too. So those are some of the places I get inspiration. And then the other place, I wanted to show you guys this yesterday, but I completely forgot, is the grocery store. As many of you know, romance novels are well known for their descriptions of men's packages. And sometimes you see very inspiring vegetables like this yam. Y'all, what's going on? This belongs in a book. I think we can all agree. It's got veins. It's got veins. So these are some of the places where I get inspiration. I hope that is helpful to you if you're watching and you like writing for fun, or you're just curious about what writers do with all their free time. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of staring at people in public, taking notes, talking to people, asking lots of questions, and having a curious mind, I would say, is the most helpful thing. So the other frequently asked questions are about what books I'm going to write in the future. And so that's kind of a mixture of the frequently asked questions I said I was going to talk about and just the very next subject that I wanted to bring up in today's video. So let's talk about my 2023 writing plans. So for the rest of the year, we pretty much have The Dirty Contract, Long Island Executioner, Scorpio King, I'm trying to say them in order, Long Island Butcher, and maybe a holiday romance or another Zodiac romance. One of the two. I have not decided yet. When I do decide, this will probably be one of the first 2/5 places to know. That is what's coming this year. Next year, we're going to finish the Long Island Mafia series, and we are going to have a Boston Irish mob series by popular demand. Now, I was unaware at the time when I asked people to vote for the next mob series that I actually think another BWWM author put out recently a Boston mob series. I wish I could, because this is the sort of thing I like to do, to shout out other authors and to give them their credit, but I can't remember who it was. So if you're watching this at a later point in time and you do remember who it was, definitely put that in the comments, because it would be super helpful. Hi, the Sherilyn. Thank you for coming into the live today. Yes, let me know if you remember the Swirl author who wrote the Boston Irish Mob series that's out right now or in the process of coming out. So I'm going to do mine next year, and I haven't read her series, and I don't plan to, just because I think sometimes if you read someone's series that's like very similar to what you want to write right before you write yours, you could inadvertently like copy them, or, you know, subconsciously or consciously. And that's just not what I'm about at all. So I'm going to stay away from that series until I have my own original ideas all done. And if you remind me of who that author was, I will read her books after, or at the very least, I will buy them after, one or the other, to show some support. So there's going to be a Boston Irish Mob series, and it's going to be 5 books. This will be the first time in a long time I have done a series with more than 3 books, and it's because we have a big mafia family this time, lots planned out. This world will be very, very detailed. A lot's going to happen. And yeah, I agree. I don't like to read too much when I write as well. So I'm sorry. I just don't want to mispronounce your username, but I'm seeing your comments. So yeah, so that's the main thing that's going to come out. And honestly, that is going to take us all the way to September of next year. So a lot of Boston Irish Mob books. And in between that, I'll obviously be publishing other things, which I'll get to. But those will be the main spread of books coming out next year. And then after that, that's when the football romance series is going to start. And I think that one is going to be a trilogy. But I do have some room to change my mind and make that book 5 books as well, if I feel like people are really feeling the football romance thing. So after those, so amongst all of that, let's talk about the short stories that are coming out next year. 2023, the Zodiac romance series will definitely still be coming out. Most likely the first one will be Aquarius King in January. And this one was the one I was considering making an AMBW romance. So if you're watching this in or after the live and you say yes to AMBW, let me know. If you say no to AMBW, also let me know. I appreciate any comments that you have on that. So I don't have the exact dates for the Zodiac romance series. As I mentioned in a previous video, it's more of a passion project that I'm doing on the side because I like shorter erotica, but it's not set in stone yet. So that's kind of fun in a way because I can have readers vote on it and everything. But I recognize if you're someone where you want to know when all the books are coming out, that might be frustrating. So I'm going to take a quick pause because I think that the serial chapter just came out. So I'm going to see if I can go look that up. Where are we? Yep, there we go. So, oops, now I'm going to my pinned post. So let me get things sorted out on this iPad here. I have my notes here. So this is behind the scenes, and we have the next serial chapter out. So that's Powerless 2, chapter 27, Clean. Oh, y'all, this is it. It's finally happening for Clover and Thomas in this scene. This is the scene. It's a shower scene. I'm going to just scroll so you can see how long it is. Oops, there's my notes coming up, which I don't want to show. Hold on. That's part of my trade secrets, you know. All right, well, I'm doing a bad job at getting rid of the notes. There we go. So here we go. It's going to be very long today. And this is the new chapter that just dropped, chapter 27, season 2. So get into it if you're into the serial. If you are not into the serial yet, I advise you to check it out because I think you'll like it. And it is on Patreon right now, which I've talked about previously in this video and others. So that's very exciting. New chapter out, another chapter coming tomorrow. I think there's 3 more chapters before the break. So it's perfect to catch up if you have not yet. So now that that's done, let's get back to what else is coming out for next year. And then I'm going to wrap up the video. A few people have been asking me about Despicable on a somewhat regular basis. Is it going to come on Amazon? Is it going to come on ebook? And where can we get it as a book form? Next year, Despicable will be elevated, let's say, and will come out as paperback versions. Currently, I only have the paperback versions planned out because of rights issues, which I hope I will be able to sort out and put them out in tandem with ebooks. But for now, Despicable is going to come out intermittently next year in paperback format. And the editions will hopefully be really, really nice. So I hope that I can do a lot of videos with them and show you what's coming out, and you can get a physical copy of the serial if you really enjoyed the book. If you are only here for the ebook version and you want to get an ebook version of it, I have to work that out. I just can't answer any of that or answer to that in this video, but I see you, and we will get back to this once I have it all sorted out. Then What else is coming out next year? So I have written in my notes, secret wants for next year. What are my secret wants? Another Denise James book. We talked about in the reverse harem video that I made yesterday, why I liked reverse harem, how I started this pen name to just put my passion project, reverse harem erotica, there. And I have one that I really want to write. It is, I don't want to say the title because it's just going to stress me out and make me feel like I have to force myself to write it right away. And I can't do that. I have to be responsible so that I have the brain to keep going and writing all the books y'all want me to write. But I have a Denise James book that I really want to write. It's about two mountain man alphas. It's kind of has like a trailer park, country, small town setting. And it's like a blue collar alpha situation with a similar character dynamic to Kieran and Cole, but I have two different characters in mind and a slightly different motivations for them that, pretty different motivations for them. It's a whole new story than Kieran and Cole, and a different sort of female lead that I want to put in that situation. But in order for that to happen, other things have to happen. So I really hope that I can make my secret wants for next year happen. And with that being said, I have stayed on here longer than I thought I would this morning. I really just wanted to get into the new Patreon chapter with you, say hello, and record a video bright and early so that everyone who is waking up and looking for Jamila Jasper updates can check this out today. So if you're here watching this live or not, thank you. I'm just going to quickly summarize what we went through today if you didn't see the start of the video. So we talked about my current work in progress, and there's 3 books I'm working on: Scorpio King, Long Island Executioner, and I was proofreading The Dirty Contract as well and writing a Powerless chapter. Then we talked about what's coming next, which is The Dirty Contract. Second chance, friends to lovers, lots of kink, lots of kink. I cannot emphasize this enough. When you see the teasers I post throughout the week, you'll definitely get a sense that this book is hot. It's coming in hot, and you'll probably want to read it even if you read the previous versions. I have a new blog post up, jamilajasperromance.com/blog. The blog posts are free. I read all the comments. I screenshot most of the comments, and I really want to hear what you think of that first chapter, so do check that out. And what else? So then we talked about 3 commonly asked questions, which I won't reiterate too much of, and then my 2023 writing plans, which were mainly the Boston Irish mob romance, and then the football romances around football season, which I think is great timing. And then short stories and serial coming out, despicable books coming out, and then my secret wants for another Denise James book / series. So all of that together makes kind of a lot going on for next year. I hope that this answered some of your questions. If you had any, thank you for joining me this morning, whether you're watching live or not. If you are not watching the video live, feel free to comment down below at any point on anything that you feel is worth commenting on in the video. Any questions I asked, any questions you may have for me, don't hesitate to put them in. I will be back on tomorrow at the same time to talk about the Patreon chapter, but I think I'm only going to do this time of live stream this week. So it's just going to be a little mini series of 5 videos of morning coffee, and then next week I'll be doing a different time. I'm in the experimental phase of live streaming right now, so that's what all of this is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched it, please leave a comment. Hit the like button. I don't know how you like these videos because I don't really watch lives too much, but I know you can like them during and after. And be sure to check out some of the books I talked about if you're into more interracial romance. And I'll be back tomorrow with a new topic and a new morning coffee chat, and I would love to see you there as well. So have a wonderful morning, bonded in books. As Shay August says, I really like, honestly, everything she puts out, and I love her way with words. So I'm going to steal that just for this video and to say have a great day. And yeah, that's it.
She be calling on a Monday, wanna meet on Tuesday, asking me to fix me up real nice. She can wait until the weekend, she wants off the deep end, telling me to bring the stuff I like. I don't wanna let her down, so